Okay. We're not back. Racing this, and Gang Beast goes at the 11th spot. Now, I'm sure my rankings on these could change if I have some people share their opinions with me, or I just sit down and think about it a little longer. But this is what I got for right now. For the number 10 spot, I know people aren't going to be happy about this, but I have my reasons. It's going to be DBD. That's a B. I'm not doing good. D, good enough. You fucking know what I'm talking about. On the fun scale, this game can get annoying sometimes, especially when people fuck up or make mistakes, blow up your skill check. But it is obviously still fun, because it is a competitive game. But I'm going to put fun scale and funny moments at, I want to say 7, but there's some times where it's just annoying. I'm going to do 6.5, maybe 6. I don't really know. Competitiveness, now, this is the first game on this list that is usually 4 survivors versus some random person that we're playing with. Second, and so it is competitive. It's not what it used to be, where you could lose ranks. You can't go down anymore. So it is competitive, and people do get upset when they lose or die to some reason. Like maybe Michael Myers just grabs a Leon out of nowhere and stabs him. I don't know. But it is not that competitive, in my opinion. It is still a competitive game, not that competitive compared to some other things. I'm going to give it a 6 point... No, you know what? I'm going to just give it a 6 rating. Now for Prime, this game, this is a weird one to answer. Before Dima, John, Jamie, B-Mac got on this game, I did play it a lot before with other people. I don't know why I'm saying other people in the party. With Seb, Sean, CMF, MCB, I think Pieface a couple times, stuff like that. So it had a prime, then it basically just died completely, then came back. I'm gonna try to rate this on the newest thing, so it hasn't lasted too long, but it has had 2 good revivals. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5. And it probably could end up being higher, but obviously in college people move and go places. Probably could have lasted longer, but it is what it is for now. That could change. Iconic. Now there is iconic moments. There's a few of them, but there is not a crazy amount of them. One of the iconic moments I can think of is, I don't know, someone blowing up a generator costing us the whole game, or Leon being stabbed by a Michael Myers, or Leon hating Kate Denson, or something like that. But it doesn't have as much as you think. There still is, don't get me wrong, everything here is iconic. There's not much that you think are there. So iconic rating is gonna be, it's gonna be a 4. Maybe I'm just forgetting about a bunch of clips or major moments. My memory is not the greatest. I don't know. I don't really have any bonuses I want to say. It's a good game. Didn't last too long as a college game, so I feel like I can't rank it that high. But at the 10 spot, we'll go Dead by Daylight. Now, next up, onto our single digits, or how messy this is getting. Number 9 is gonna be Valorant, but now that I think about it, I changed my answer. Val is going to 10, DBD is going to 9. Because while Val was fun, it didn't stay consistent and alive. Or I'll get to that when I get to the prime. Funness, sometimes it was a heavily competitive game, and when I mean fun is, I don't mean, well, obviously competitive games are fun. What I mean by this category is genuine fun, laughing, enjoying. There wasn't too much of that, there was a little bit, but games are fun for different reasons. And Val, I'm gonna give, on a funny scale, a 3, because that's not what the game is. That's not its fault. I'm not adding points up, and that's how they're getting ranked. This is just coming off the top of my head. Competitiveness. Now, this was a competitive game. This was a very competitive game. Had people from the top of the leaderboards to the bottom next time. It's hard to stay consistent in Valorant. We did really try to play. I'm going to give the competitive aspect a 7.5. I don't really know much to say about it. That's just what feels right to me. Crime. Now, here's the thing. We didn't take that long of a break from it, but we did take consistent breaks and tried coming back to it. Even with its longest prime, it did not last that long compared to other things on this list. So I'm going to give it a 2 rating for that. That's about what I have, maybe a 2.5, but leave that for Val. Iconic moments, there's a few. Not really. It's kind of, it was the same story every time. John wastes Sova ult somewhere, Dima misses fucking ISO ults. BMAC won't stop buying snipers. Same thing. While those are iconic, they don't exactly stand out as their own thing as they happen every time. Doesn't sound right when I say it like that, but I think you know what I mean when I say that. I'm going to give it a 3. Now, I think Val could have been better, it lasted longer, more things, this changed, that changed, whatever. I don't got much to say about Val. I think it was just a solid game. Took too long to come to console, and didn't really have a consistent lifespan with us. Moving up to my number 8. Yeah, I guess this can be 8. We got Among Us. One second. I'm back. Among Us. Now, Among Us, drop my cap. Among Us was a fun game. Maybe some things got a little heated, screaming, but overall in the end, it ended up being fun. It was always fun. It was great. I really don't have much to say. It's just a fun game. I'm gonna just give it an 8 rating. Because at peak fun, I guess, when we have everyone on, we got people, we got so many interesting people on Among Us too. We've had Mike Beast, Joe, and even sometimes I forget who we had. Mia, someone else, whatever. We've had a lot of different people on Among Us, so it's good. Competitiveness, to me personally, I'm not really that competitive. It's more of a just fun game to play it on, but I know it is competitive for people especially like Dima. I'm gonna give competitiveness a 6.5. I don't really got much to say about that. It's kind of just its own it's a competitive game because you're trying to figure out who's the liar. So obviously there's going to be competitiveness nature among us. Prime. Now this game is like Golf and Gang Beast in the form of, obviously we didn't play it and grind it every single day like we did other games, but this game did last a very long time sporadically throughout, and we got so many different people on. I feel like I just have to give it you know what? I'm going to give it an 8. It's lasted such a long time, and it has been consistent, even though it hasn't been daily, or even weekly. Iconic. There is a few iconic clips, but I feel like you don't really generate that many iconic clips from this game. It's not really its thing. It's not really its MO. A bunch of little moments that you work up. There's a few iconic clips. I can't really think of them. Can't really think of any. You know they're there. I know they're there. But they're not majorly iconic. They're more little moments to me. Once again, I could just be forgetting a bunch of things and look like an idiot. But, yeah. At the number 8 spot, we have Among Us. Ignore my handwriting, I can't write. Now, moving on, getting closer to the top. 7, we have, this is such a weird game to rank, but it's gonna be Roblox. Especially because we have had interesting people on it, and it has lasted sporadically. And let me just go down the list. Fun is obviously variable, person to person. You know, Sean loves playing horror games, and they are fun sometimes when you get the right game and the right momentum going. But then there's sometimes where it's boring, we don't got much to play. I could honestly put 5 for every one of these categories because it's a fucking sandbox game. I'm going to give 5 for this. Competitiveness, most of the time, it's not very competitive. There are some things you usually fuck around on, but once again, it's a sandbox game. I'm going to give competitiveness of 2 because there is a lot of PvP games we play, fighting games. Well, I don't play much fighting games. You guys definitely did. And Prime, once again, we play this game more than Golf, Gang Beast, or Among Us, but it is a little sporadic, but it is much more and has lasted for a long time. Even before it came to PlayStation, it was a thing. I feel like it just has to be a 9. It just lasts, it's been a thing, and you could argue it's even still going, and it's just not going away. Now, iconic, there's a lot of iconic clips, iconic games too. I'll give Roblox this. There's a lot of iconic games on there, like Football Fusion, or whatever the fuck else. I'm gonna give it, because there was a bunch of older clips on my channel for Roblox. Now, there's really not many. I'm gonna give it 4. I don't really know what else I could put it at. I'll give it a 5. I can't really think of anything right now. Once again, if people share their opinions with me, and I spend more time to think about it and stuff, I'm sure a lot of this list will change, but this is just what I am at right now. After Roblox, nearing top 5 territory, at the 6th spot, we have Minecraft. Fun. There has been funny clips and things that have happened. I would say almost every day on LP7, it was funny. It was always funny. There was always something happen. Either was Seb dying with a trident, Wallace getting killed, Champ getting killed, BMAC's house or aquarium getting destroyed every time he logged off, or Sean's Among Us house being demolished overnight because of the lack of the server. There is so many funny moments like that, and you have to take into accountability build battle online against other people. That has always been funny. There is a lot of times where you're just not really playing for that, you're kind of just building, but I have to, just because there's so many funny shit so much funny shit that happens and has happened over the years, since all of us have been playing this game for so long. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 in the funny category. When it's funny, it's hilarious. Competitiveness, not really, unless you're PvPing or you're playing Hunger Games or something like that. Was never really, I would say, a competitiveness between us. I'm going to just give it a 1. I don't have much to say. Even on Build Battle, there was not much competitiveness because most of the times we were drawing racist dicks and shit like that. I don't really know what else to say about the competitiveness. Prime, we would get on this game and play it consistently for a week, month, and then there's obviously times we didn't play it. I'm gonna give it an 8.5, maybe even a 9. I can't decide. You're getting that because of just how long it has lasted as a game. It came out in 2011, 2012. I think it's 2012, and all of us have been playing it consistently for years. It has died, but I wouldn't say it went to the grave like some other games have. And Iconic, I don't know what else to give it besides a 10. There's so much Iconic shit between Build Battle and LP7. The only thing with it is we only really had one main world, which was LP7, as a full group, but that world contains so much that I don't really care. This bonus category is pretty much useless. I'm going to give it an extra bonus point. It doesn't mean anything, but yeah. Minecraft goes at 6. Once again, I'm not ranking these off based off adding up points. I'm just freeballing it as I go. Number 5. You can switch 5 and 6. I might switch 5 and 6. I honestly I don't really know. Because there was a lot of stuff on Minecraft that happened that I don't know. We're gonna just do this. 5 and 6 are interchangeable. I might change it in a second, actually. We got Rocket League. Now, Rocket League is an interesting game. All of us have played Rocket League. And I'm basically giving every game bonus points if Wild Thing played it with us, too. Because he's about on half of these options on the board. Maybe a little more. Definitely more, but still. Rocket League. Now, fun. When it is fun and it is hilarious, it is the fucking most funny game you could be on. You play this game at night, you will be wheezing and crying if the right conditions are met. I dropped the fucking marker. I have to just give it a 10 rating. No. I have to give it a 9 because there are times where I just want to fucking blow my goddamn brains out when I play fucking Rocket League, and it's fucking miserable. But when it is funny, it is fucking funny. It is great. Competitiveness pretty much plays in with fun. Or funny. How funny the game is, that's what this category is. Because how competitive people get it is what makes it funny sometimes. I'm going to give competitiveness because in the privates we play with some people really get angry and start saying wild shit. So I'm going to give competitive an 8. I don't really have much to say about that, and especially, ranked matches online. Those always get interesting. I gotta do the rest of this quick. Prime, it has lasted a long time. It has lasted before people were in this group. And it's lasted relatively consistently besides some downtimes. I'm gonna give it a 7. Iconic, there are so many iconic moments when I was crying, laughing. I'm gonna give Iconic an 8. And that puts Rocket League at the 5 spot, maybe 6, unless it's with Minecraft. Gotta pause this now.